Winslow Township School District, a large, diverse, and growing community, is to educate all of our students to become independent, lifelong learners, critical thinkers, caring, and confident members of their community. The district, in partnership with the community and in the climate of cooperation and mutual respect, will provide an academic environment that values excellence and diversity, encourages students to strive for personal excellence, and assist them in acquiring the knowledge, skills, and attitudes necessary to contribute positively to a rapidly changing world. Roll call, please.
Mr. Blake,
Present.
Ms. Drake,
Here.
Ms. Martin,
Present.
Ms. Moore,
Present.
Ms. Davis, present, Mr. Shaw,
Present.
Ms. Thomas, present, Ms. Peterson, present, and Ms. Pitts.
President,
We have a quorum.
thank you. Will you now stand for the pledge of allegiance?
The United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
District goals. 1. Student achievement. Continue to implement best practices for delivering instruction to students utilizing all available and appropriate instructional models. This shall include A. Ensuring articulation at all grade levels throughout the district. B. Focus on innovative classroom instruction at all grade levels. C. Ensuring all students have equal access to equipment and resources needed to facilitate and promote student learning in any setting. D. Evaluation and updating all district programs, including athletics and extracurricular activities. E. Accountability of all district staff. 2. Continue to foster a positive school environment that is conducive to training and learning. A. Focus on building relationships among staff and families that will result in increased learning and more effective instruction. B. Emphasis on collaboration with all district stakeholders. C. Promote an inclusive, diverse, and compassionate learning environment. 3. Mark out our strengths and achievements of all stakeholders to increase capacity for greater parent, caregiver, and community support. A. Continue with our public relations marketing plan. B. Continue to work with the various advisory committees in the district. C. Examine communication methods utilized by the district.
Thank you, Mr. Shaw. Moving now to members, top of phase 2 awards and presentations. Dr. Lee.
Madam President, there are no presentations this evening.
Thank you, Dr. Lee. Moving now to correspondence.
Yes, Madam President, we have a resolution we'd like to read this evening. It's from the Winslow Township Board of Education School Board. The Honorable Barry Wright, the resolution reads, whereas the Almighty has called to his eternal reward our Winslow Township Mayor and servant leader, Mr. Barry Wright, one who exhibited a robust and unwavering commitment in working with and bringing together the school board, community organizations, community members, and county officials toward the common goal of providing the best possible thriving community within Camden County, New Jersey. And whereas Mayor Wright was a lifelong resident of Winslow Township who valued his educational experience within his hometown, graduated in 1970 from Edgewood High School, attended Camden County Community College for 2 years, served as a school board member for 4 months, and whereas Mayor Wright championed the cause of freedom, equality, and dignity as a right for all persons, high achievement as a mandate for productive citizenship, and who expressed daily his unwavering love for family, friends, township council, community organizations, and members and colleagues alike, and worked continuously in helping his community understand the importance of coalition building for a strong community. Whereas leadership, personal responsibility, civic involvement, and legacy succession planning were essential to Mayor Wright, And through his work with the Winslow Township School Board, Board of Trustees at Decorah Hospital, Township Police Department, and whereas the Honorable Barry Wright leaves a legacy that spans generations in the youth, organizations, and colleagues he mentored, challenged, inspired as a warrior for equality, education, community building, and he remains an inspiration for all of us who are determined to work for the collective good of all people. Whereas the death of our friend, Mayor Barry Wright, does not diminish the profound benediction of life well lived in such godly service, nor our admiration of and affection for all Mayor Wright has done for the Township of Winslow and the school district. And now be it resolved that the Winslow Township School Board acknowledges the exemplary work and steadfast commitment of Mayor Wright, a purpose-driven leader, public education advocate, colleague, and friend, whose life well lived is a legacy of service, leaving the world better than he found it. Therefore, be it finally resolved, the Winslow Township School Board, Camden County, New Jersey, extends sincere condolences to his wife Robin and family. Mayor Barry Wright truly lived a life of benevolence. A copy of this resolution shall be incorporated into the board's minutes, and a document therefore is delivered to the bereaved family. Humbly submitted this workday of March 2022 by the Winslow Township School Board, Camden County, New Jersey. Respectfully submitted, Cheryl Pitts, President, Winslow Township School Board. Dr. H. Major Poteet, Superintendent, Winslow Township School District, Camden County, New Jersey.
Thank you, Ms. Moore.
May we have a moment of silence on behalf of the Honorable Barry Wright? Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. T. Board members at this time, I'm asking for a motion to approve the minutes from the following meetings. Our regular meeting, which was held February 23rd, 2022, open session.
Motion to approve the minutes from the regular meeting on February 23rd. Open session. Yeah, that's second.
It's been moved by Ms. Moore, second by Ms. Nieves. Any further comments or questions? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Blake?
Yes.
Ms. Dredden? Yes. Ms. Martin?
Yes.
Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Ms. Nieves?
Yes.
Mr. Shaw?
Abstain.
Ms. Thomas? Ms. Peterson?
Yes.
And Ms. Pitts?
Yes.
Motion is carried.
Thank you, Ms. Moore. Moving now, board members, I'm asking for a motion to approve the minutes of our meeting, our regular meeting that was held February 23rd, 2022, closed session 1 and closed session 2. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve the minutes from the regular meeting, February 23rd, 2022, closed session 1 and closed session 2. Yeah, that's second.
It's moved by Ms. Moore, second by Ms. Nieves. Any further comments or questions? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Blake?
Yes.
Ms. Dredden?
Yes.
Ms. Martin?
Yes.
Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Ms. Nieves?
Yes.
Mr. Shaw?
Abstain.
Ms. Thomas?
Yes.
Ms. Peterson?
Yes.
And Ms. Pitts?
Yes.
Motion has carried.
Thank you, Ms. Moore. Moving now to our committee reports. We can meeting report out of our athletic committee at this time.
Not at this time, Madam President, but our next athletic committee meeting will be March 30th at 5:30.
Thank you, Mr. Shaw. Moving now to our education committee. We can hear report out of our education committee.
No report at this time, Madam President, but our next meeting is at 4 p.m., March 27th.
Thank you, Mr. Peterson. Moving now to our equity equality committee. Any comments or report out of that committee? Ms. Thomas, do you have a date scheduled? And is that in person or? Thank you. Moving down to our marketing committee, we report out of our marketing.
Yes, gentlemen. Yes, I have a report. The marketing committee met Monday, February 28, 2022, from 4:30 to 5:32. In attendance was myself, the chairperson, Mrs. Moore, Mrs. Wedes, Mrs. Pitts, and Mr. Davis. Our agenda was Black History activities, town hall meeting, and women history activities. We also discussed different ways to advertise the district. So for Black History activities, discussion centered around speaking with Dr. T. Secretary, Mrs. McCrary, about posting Black History pictures of the different events that took place at all of the schools. Mrs. Ward also took pictures off the school's Facebook, school number 1 and school number 2, had photos and videos. The conclusion of that discussion, that pictures will be posted shortly. The next agenda item is town hall meeting, which will take place next Wednesday, March 16, 2022. I'll be the moderator. From 6:30 to 7, we'll have like a chat and choose some snacks. From 7 to 7:05, we'll talk about the ground rules. From 7:05 to approximately 8:45, we'll have our actual questions in the town hall meeting, and then we'll wrap up around 8:45. The conclusion of that discussion was we will meet at the end of tonight's board meeting real quick to discuss next steps, if any, for the town hall meeting. Women's history activities. Mrs. Wedes created a Women of Winslow questionnaire for our women's history that will be posted on our social media. 5 questions were created. We discussed how to select the women, and then we're going to post on social media features, the women that we chose. We talked about some women on the short list, which had former teachers of the years, at least for the first week or so. We also talked about other women we like to showcase in Winslow. But the conclusion of that meeting, the conclusion of that discussion was we decided to at first focus on teachers of the years and the winners. But we decided to focus on featuring Winslow Township school nurses at the 8 schools. So I believe there's 10 school nurses total, right, Mrs. Moore? 9 school nurses. And that pretty much concludes my report. I unfortunately don't have my other piece of paper that Mrs. Moore sent. Do you have that information?
I can probably pull it from an email.
And Mr. Webbers, would you mind reading?
I'm sorry. But basically the gist of it was that we discussed possibly creating a communications type position within the district, stipend position. Again, I referred to Mr. Davis for that, and the possibility of broadening our use of social media in order to communicate with parents.
And that concludes my report. Any questions?
Hearing none? Thank you, Mr. Clayton. And the next scheduled meeting?
Oh, I'm sorry. Next scheduled meeting will be Monday, March 28, 2022 at 4:30 via Zoom.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Clayton. Moving down to our operations committee.
Met on Thursday, February 24th, 2022 at 5:30 p.m. In attendance were Ms. Gray, committee chair, myself. Ms. Thomas, Ms. Pitts, also in attendance were Ms. Boyle, Ms. Chico, Mr. Neal. The following items were discussed. 1, update on district projects. A, the new public address system in all schools. The project has been completed. 2, 2020-2021 mini project. A, acoustic ceiling renovation. The acoustic wall panel has been installed in the music room in the high school. We are waiting for closeout documents from the vendors before making the final payment. B, middle school and high school refrigeration / freezer replacements. The middle school unit has been installed. Punch list items need to be completed before moving to the high school unit. The unit is on hand. 3, 2020 to 2021 annual comprehensive financial report. A, Carol Appister presented the annual comprehensive financial report at the board meeting on February 23rd, 2022. The district had 2 findings which were discussed. A correct action plan was provided. This report will be submitted to the New Jersey Department of Education. 4, retro calculation. Bowen and Company assist with the Metro pay calculation. Metro payments were made in November. 5, 2022 to 2023 budget preparation. The budget development process is well underway. Building principals, department heads received their budget figures and have entered them into the budgetary system. Dr. Carcamo and Ms. Boyle have met with each building principal to review building needs. The leadership team has had discussion regarding capital projects to move forward in the 2022-2023 school year. 6, revised budget calendar. The budget calendar has been revised. The governor address will be delivered on March the 8th, 2022. State aid figures will be released shortly after. The tentative budget due date is Monday, March 28th. We anticipate the hearing will be at the March 23rd board meeting. Under Chapter 44, the State Health Benefit Program introduced a new plan with lowering premium costs under certain circumstances. Districts that participate in the State Health Benefit Program that had a saving due to employee participation in new plan would have to pass those savings on to the taxpayers through an adjustment in the tax levy. The impact is unknown to us at this time. 7, miscellaneous items. A, uniform assistance, 8 applications covering 8 students are on file. 4 have been approved and 4 remain in pending status. B, challenge staffing shortage, Aramark, sorry guys. Transportation and PDA school program are all reporting staffing shortage. All are continuing to pitch into cover duties. The meeting was adjourned at 6:45 p.m. The next meeting is scheduled for 5:30, Tuesday, March 22nd, 2022.
Thank you, Mr. President. Are there any questions or comments in regards to the report of the Operations Committee? Moving now to the Policy Committee. Policy Committee report is as follows. The Policy Committee held a virtual meeting on February 24th, 2022 at 4:05 p.m. Members present were myself, Committee Chair, Ms. Lorraine, Board Member, Ms. Lorraine Drennan, Board Member, Ms. Rebecca Nieves, Dr. Boutique, and Dr. Carcamo. Member absent is Mr. Rita Martin. The policy committee received the following policies and regulations, and so I'm going to quickly go through these policies and regulations with the understanding that all of these policies and regulations have been updated, and that's what we reviewed. Some of them were updated just by virtue of maybe a word, or a paragraph, or one or two paragraphs. But these are the policies that we reviewed. Policy number 2415-05, student surveys, analysis, evaluations, examinations, testing or treatment policy and regulation. Number 2431.4, prevention and treatment of sports-related concussions and injuries. Policy number 2451, adult high school. Policy regulation number 2460.30, additional compensatory special education and related services. Policy and regulation number 2622, student assessment. Policy number 3233, political activities. Policy number 5460, high school graduation. Policy number 5541, that dealt with anti-hazing. Policy and regulation number 8465, bias crimes and bias-related acts. And finally, policy number 9560, administration of schools. And again, I'm going to repeat all of these policies are policies that are already in place but have been updated. And they will go on the, as you can see on your agenda, they will go up for first reading tonight and then next board meeting, second reading. All policies are existing with the exception of policy number 5541, the anti-hazing, which is a new mandated policy. There were minor title changes, new statute codifications, statute alignment, and clarification of terminology to the existing policies and regulations. The committee approved moving all policies and regulations forward for reading at tonight's meeting, March 9, 2022. As committee chair, I informed the committee that there would be a review of the student dress code at our next meeting, which is scheduled for April. The meeting ended at approximately 4:57 p.m. Any questions or comments?
Mrs. Pitts,
Yes.
you said that the new anti-hazing policy, does that, Dr. McKee, you might be able to answer this, does that line up with the new legislation for the anti-hazing laws that were just passed?
Yes,
Okay.
and that is an extension of it. That's why we have it as a new policy.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify that.
Let me just say this with regards to policies. Ms. Moore, I did receive your email with regards to your request to have the policies and regulations highlighted and to show which ones are updated. Actually, that, as far as the fact that this Dr. Parker will be responsible for that, the only reason why we have to move forward with that is this, because all the policies are already in place. We have a policy manual, and we can always take a look and refer to the policies and make a comparison between what's already in place and what the policy committee has reviewed. Now, also, in your request to have the policies highlighted for board members who are not on the policy committee prior to the meeting, was that the board meeting or the policy committee meeting?
That was for tonight.
That would be, you're referencing the board meeting.
Right, and I noticed it's been requested before. When I was on the policy committee, we did get the highlighted changes. And it has been requested in the past several times that the rest of the board be able to see it that way so that we know, so we get it and we can look at it and know what has been changed. That's what I was saying.
Okay, that's fine. And going forward, if indeed the administrator who sits in our policy committee would be able to put that into the schedule. Right now, she has an awful lot. And because it is not anything that we don't have access to, this we certainly do, I'm going to ask any of the board members who would, want to have that highlighted, I would ask if you would simply take a look at the existing policy and make the comparison to the changes in, with these particular policies, and many of them were like. Any questions? Okay, all right. Moving down to the Citizens Advisory Committee, report out of that committee, Ms. Martin?
Yes, the Citizens Advisory meeting will be tomorrow evening via Zoom at 6:30. All members have received a email in reference to that.
Thank you, Ms. Martin. Just one more comment with regards to the policy meeting that's scheduled for April. I'm not able to give a date right now because we usually meet between the third and fourth Thursday in the month, but with April, we're running into the Easter break. So I'll have to take another look at the calendar, and I'll be sure that in the policy, members know, Ms. Nieves, Ms. Redmond, Ms. Martin, exactly when our policy meeting, committee will meet in.
Reason why you
I'm sorry,
is there a reason why you want meeting in March?
is there a reason why we're not meeting in March? Well, one of the reasons has to be with regards to the fact that we did meet so late in February, and at this point, the particular time frame for March, I'm not really sure that that can happen, and so I would put board members on notice that we certainly will meet in April, with the possibility of also meeting in March, but I did not want to speak on that because at this point in time, I'm not exactly sure if that can happen. Okay? Thank you, Mr. Moore. Moving now, board members, I'm still on page 2. I'm asking at this time for a motion to approve the superintendent's report that begins in the middle of page 2 and continues through to the bottom of page 5. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve the superintendent's report that begins in the middle of page 2 and ends at the bottom of page 5.
Evans, second.
Moved by Ms. Moore, second by Ms. Evans. Any further comments or questions? Hearing none, roll call please.
Mr. Blake?
Yes.
Ms. Redmond? Yes. Ms. Martin?
Yes.
Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Ms. Nieves?
Yes.
Mr. Shaw?
Yes.
Ms. Thomas? Ms. Peterson?
Yes.
And Ms. Fitz?
Yes.
Motion is carried.
Thank you, Ms. Moore. Moving now, I'm at the top of page 6. I'm asking for a motion to approve the business administrator or secretary's report that begins at the top of page 6 and continues through to the bottom of page 9. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve the business administrator / board secretary's report that begins at the top of page 6 and ends at the bottom of page 9.
Evans, second.
Moved by Ms. Moore, second by Ms. Evans. Will there be any comments, further comments or questions? Hearing none, roll call please.
Mr. Blake?
Yes.
Ms. Redmond?
Yes.
Ms. Martin?
Yes.
Ms. Moore?
I need to abstain on numbers.
Okay, Ms. Nieves?
I also need to abstain on item number 10.
Mr. Shaw?
Yes.
Ms. Thomas? Ms. Peterson?
Yes.
And Ms. Fitz?
Yes.
Motion is carried.
Thank you, Ms. Moore. Moving now to the top of page 10, I'm asking for a motion to approve the personnel report that begins at the top of page 10 and continues through to the top of page 17. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve the personnel report that begins on the top of page 10 and ends on top of page 17.
Evans, second.
Moved by Mr. Moore, second by Ms. Evans. Will there be further comments and questions? Hearing none, roll call please.
Mr. Blake?
Yes.
Ms. Redmond?
Yes.
Ms. Martin?
Yes.
Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Ms. Nieves?
Yes.
Mr. Shaw?
Yes.
Ms. Thomas? Ms. Peterson? And Ms. Fitz?
Yes.
Motion has carried.
Thank you, Ms. Moore. Moving down, board members, to our addendum, which we did receive received, and I'm hoping that they all had the opportunity to read over it, because before I ask for, call for a motion to approve, reading it, I just have one question, small question. It has to do with the joint transportation between Ewing Township and our school district, and also between the Barnegat Township School District and Winslow. I was just wondering, it seems that between Ewing Township, which is in Mercer County, and our township, the per diem rate for that is only $4.46 versus the transportation between Barnegat, which is in Ocean County, and our district, which is $73.57. And I believe that one instance we're just transporting one student, and in the other we're transporting 15 students.
So, it's, I'm gonna double check with Mr. Gaskell, but I believe that those students probably, since we're transporting them between the schools, so it's a seat on our bus. So, depending on how, I'm sorry, I'm not speaking to the mic, it depends on, how full our bus is, and we're just giving them a seat. So the rates seem low, and they are, okay.
Thank you, Ms. Blue. So therefore, at this time, board members, I'm asking a motion to approve the items on our agenda that appear on page 1 and continues through to page 4. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve the business administrator / board secretary's report on the addendum and ends on page 1 on page 2.
Moved by Ms. Moore, second by Ms. Hernandez. Any further questions or comments? Hearing none, roll call please.
Mr. Galais,
Yes.
Ms. Dredden,
Yes.
Ms. Martin,
Yes.
Ms. Moore,
Yes.
Ms. Nieves,
Yes.
Mr. Shaw,
Yes.
Ms. Thomas, Ms. Peterson, and Ms. Gates.
Yes.
Motion has carried.
Thank you, Ms. Moore. Moving down, with the Open Public Records Act, Ms. Boyle.
Yes, Madam President, between the period of February 18th to March 3rd, we received one and responded to that one, Jessica Williamson, President US. They wanted an up-to-date list of current employees, full names, date of birth, age, or year of birth, hire date, email address, personal home, phone numbers, address, department position, salary, possible and digital format, and requested in Excel. We did provide those documents with the exception of any personal records that are exempted from OPA. So we certainly would give out phone numbers, personal information.
Ms. Boyle, is that, it seems like such an asking for a lot of information. Is that standard? Is that, or is that pretty much?
Madam President, we have a couple of sites that contact us maybe once, twice a year. One that always wants our vendor list and POs and, what we pay, check number, the address. I believe they're forming the database. I'm looking hearing from you. Buy something from you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Boyle. Moving down, board members, to old business. There being the old business that we care to discuss at this time. Hearing none, moving down to new business. Board members, there being new business that we care to discuss at this time. Thank you. Hearing none, moving down to informational items.
Yes, Madam President, members of the board and community, I have several information items for this evening. As we all know, the wearing of masks is optional in our schools as well on school buses. And at this time, that seems to be moving, going very well. The district's safe return plan has been updated on our website with the new CDC guidelines. So if anyone is interested in familiarizing himself with all of the guidelines, there is a link there that will cover everything that has been changed. Also tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we approved the district calendar, which we have revised to reflect the snow day that needs to be made up. That snow day will be made up on Friday, April 22nd, which means that we will return one day early from our spring break. As it is referenced on our calendar, snow makeup days will be made up from our spring break, starting from Friday, Thursday, Wednesday. Since we only have one day, then Friday will be that makeup day, which is April the 22nd. Right? Board members, we all received a parent community engagement document from Mrs. Nieves, which was a list of engagement strategies, which we appreciate. I provided in your folders tonight a list of those programs and activities that we are presently doing and were doing pre-pandemic. I just wanted to make sure you had that information so that you have a point of reference to refer to as we continue with our discussions on parent engagement. I know that is one of the objectives for the school district. So I felt it was imperative for you to have something so you know what things we are doing, the things we have done, so that when we have that conversation properly, when we have that meeting on Wednesday, the 16th, that we come up as a discussion item. So I thought maybe that would be important for board members to have as a reference. Right? Also, I received some information from the Winslow Township Police Department, and we are supporting them in advertising the Junior Police Academy. You will find this information on our Facebook page. Briefly, it states that the students must be 11 to 14 years of age in order to participate in the academy. The student must be recommended by a principal, a guidance counselor, a law enforcement agency, a community representative, a coach, religious leader. The student must be in good standing academically. The student must be able to participate in physical fitness activities because there's a lot of physical endurance that is required. And the student must be able to participate in a structured program, meaning that they should come with some sense of discipline, able to follow basic directions and so forth. And of course, you must have a criminal background. The date of this junior academy is from July 18th to the 22nd. Times at 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily. This is free to the participants. It will begin and all activities will be held at the Winslow Township Police Department, 125 Route 73, Braddock, New Jersey. And the deadline for all applications is April 15th. So if any students out there who are interested in participating in the Junior Academy, those applications are due on the 15th. There's information available. The contact person is our resource officer, Mr. Gunson. His number is there as well as his email address. So we have cooperated and will continue to cooperate with the police department, letting everyone know that that information can also be found on our website as well as the township's website. Right? 2 additional just updates for the community at large. The Winslow Township School District, Human Resources Department, under the direction, of course, of Mr. Davis, will be hosting 2 job fairs. Elementary job fair will be March 15th, and the secondary March fair will be March 25th from 4 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. And those job fairs will be held here in the Winslow Township Middle School cafeteria, and of course, they will be in person. Mr. Davis has taken the initiative as he had pre-pandemic to have these job fairs early enough so that we can fill our vacant positions as soon as possible and get a jump on everyone else so that we can get the best possible candidates to fill those positions. Madam President, that concludes my information items this evening. If there are any questions on any information, I will answer any questions you may have at this time. And I wanted to also mention that we will do a roll call for our town hall meeting starting tomorrow, and one will occur on Tuesday. So we'll do 2 roll calls so that we get the information out early enough, but not too late. So when we want to Thursday night, we want Tuesday night.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank you.
Moving now, board members, to the public comment portion of our meeting. The Winslow Township Board of Education highly values the input of citizens in making important decisions that affect the children of our community. We also believe in the rights of citizens to observe our board meetings, to ensure that all citizens have the opportunity to attend or call into our school board meetings and offer comment, and to ensure that the board can conduct the important business of the district. We ask that speakers follow these guidelines for making public comments. The board president or board secretary will recognize those individuals in the audience who will call in who wish to make a comment. Please respect the following procedures. 1, all members of the public attending or calling into our school board meetings must treat each other and the board with respect. Number 2, kindly state your full name and address. Number 3, please limit your comments to 4 minutes. Number 4, kindly submit your questions that may not be able to get answered within the 4 minutes to the Board of Education with your name, address, and telephone number where you can be contacted. Your questions will be answered within a reasonable amount of time. And number 5, individuals offering citizen comment are not permitted to make personal attacks within the district employee, a board member, or other testifier, or member of the public. At this time, I'm asking for a motion to approve our entering into public comments.
Public comments.
Yeah, that's second.
Moved by Mr. Moore, second by Ms. Ennis. All in favor? Any nays? Thank you.
Yes, Madam President, we have one person signed up. Person, Tamika Govan.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Tamia Govan. My address is 420 South Whitehorse Pike, Audubon, New Jersey. My children live in Chislehurst, and that's why they attend Winslow. I'm here today to offer high praise to the principal and the vice principal of School 2. On Thursday, February 28th, they hosted their African American program, and it was absolutely amazing. It was based on the 1619 Project's children's book, which I believe is entitled "We Were Not Born on the Water." As a parent, it was moving to see the children giving life to these really controversial issues. We're living in a nation in which Black history is optional in some states and some places. We're living in a country in which arts programs are being defunded. And I just wanted to come in today. I told Principal Kelly that I would come into the school board to make you all aware of what an amazing job that they've done, what an amazing job they did. Principal Kelly, Vice Principal McBride, particularly Ms. Jeffries and Ms. Martin, they were the ones who put together this program. And it was beautiful and it was powerful. And I just thought that you all needed to hear that amazing work is being done.
So much. Absolutely. That is deep good news, and we're very pleased that as a parent, you're pleased. Thank you.
So, Madam President, that concludes those that have signed up in person. Do we have anybody in the waiting room? I'm getting nobody in the waiting room.
Well, as usually, a few minutes, and then get some trying to get in. Give them a few minutes to try to go in.
I'd like to comment while we're waiting that I attended the program. I think I told you that I had attended the program at School 2, and it was absolutely fabulous. So I'm waiting for the video to be posted so it can be shared on the website and social media. This was wonderful.
And I think that's great because we're talking about School 2, and we're really talking about babies. We really are. And to know that they would be able to put on such a fantastic program is is a tribute to them and to their teachers. So that is really, really good news. And again, that is certainly something that we would want the whole community to be aware of.
And I really appreciated the fact that I knew all of the songs. They performed a lot of the oldies, and I knew so yeah,
It was awesome, very, absolutely good.
And we will make sure that Ms. Kelly and her staff know that Ms. Golden came forward and acknowledged the job that they were doing. And let her staff also know that they did a fine job representing that program. Thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you, Dr. Ortiz. Still, no one in here, okay, and board members, at this time, I'm asking for a motion to adjourn the public comment portion of our meeting.
Motion to adjourn the public comment portion of our meeting.
EMS second.
Moved by Ms. Moore, second by Mr. Evans. All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Thank you. Moving now with this, Mr. Long, do we have an executive session?
We do, Madam President. Thank you very much. In accordance with the requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act, we will be retiring into an executive session on March 9th, 2022 at approximately 6:48 p.m. Of the 9 exceptions under the law on which we can meet in executive session, we will be meeting on item number 4, which deals with collective negotiations, and that's related to the collective bargaining agreement with the WTEA. Very brief on that. Number 7, continuing contract negotiations with the district's CSA. And number 8, the general discussions regarding supervisory positions and various pending matters. I would anticipate that we would be in executive session for perhaps 60 to 90 minutes, and there may or may not be action taken coming out of the executive session.
Thank you, Mr. Long. So I think you said that we were going in at 6:40 or 7:40.
I'm sorry, I misspoke, 7:40.
7:40.
Yeah.
Board members, at this time, I'm asking for a motion to approve our moving into executive session.
Motion to approve our moving into executive session.
EMS second.
Moved by Ms. Moore, second by Mr. Evans. Roll call, please.
Mr. Blake?
Yes.
Ms. Jordan?
Yes.
Ms. Martin?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Shaw?
Yes.
Ms. Thomas? Ms. Peterson? Yes. And Ms. Shea?
Yes.
Motion is carried.
Thank you, Ms. Booth. We're now entering into our executive session, our public session will be recessed.